Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh and sizzling news all day long. If this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly leave your opinions in the comment section. Click on the subscribe button down below. Also give this video a massive thumbs up. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section. The controversy surrounding Fuji legend King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as KWAM1, and a valuejet pilot who allegedly taxied an aircraft dangerously close to the artist has taken an interesting turn, as the female pilot involved has been identified as Captain Oluranti Ogoyi, daughter of a former Nigerian senator. Captain Ogoyi was recently thrust into the spotlight following the viral incident at the Lagos airport involving KWAM1 and other passengers. While valuejet continues its internal review of the matter, emerging details about the pilot's background have sparked further public interest. Captain Oluranti Ogoyi, fondly referred to as Rantilicious by colleagues, is a daughter of ex-Senator Felix Kola Ogunwale, who represented Osun Central Senatorial District between 2003 and 2007. Known for her calm demeanor and expertise in aviation, she is one of the standout female pilots in the Nigerian commercial aviation industry. She began her professional flying career with Arik Air, where she honed her skills as a first officer. Her competence and leadership in the cockpit earned her a promotion to full captain in September 2021, a milestone recognized in a formal ceremony by Arik's then CEO, Captain Roy Ilegudu. Alongside other notable industry figures like Captain Adetokunbo Adekunbi and Captain Chris Najomo, who now serves as Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. Following her time at Arik, she joined valuejet and has built a reputation as one of the airline's most experienced and reliable pilots. Captain Ogoyi is also part of an aviation couple. She is married to Captain Isaac Ogoyi Jr., a fellow pilot who started at Arik Air and has since flown for Rwanda Air and now Uganda Airlines. The NCAA had earlier suspended the license of a captain, while valuejet has not issued any further disciplinary updates since confirming an investigation into the incident. The pilot's high-profile background and impressive aviation credentials continue to trend across social media platforms, adding a deeper dimension to the unfolding airport saga involving KWAM1. Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. What do you all think of this? Before we go, guys, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Ezekiel Augustine says, she was wrong to taxi that jet with KWAM1 on the ground. She would have called the valuejet authorities to arrest him. That could have been a very great strategy. Because also, I read that, I read where she said that, KWAM1 stood at a blind spot that she did not know he was still there. She thought that he has been taken, but she should have ensured. She should have ensured 100% that he had been taken. You don't just say he's standing at a blind spot. It means that you knew he was, around the corner somewhere. You knew that he was still close to the plane, because you couldn't have been arrested at that time because you did not see the authorities usher him away from the plane, and it only means that he's there. And also, it just came to mind, like, why didn't those people standing around him, why didn't they invite the airport security to arrest him immediately? If he were to be an insane man, somebody that, is no longer in his right senses, would they have left him? If he were to have been an ordinary Nigerian, would they have left the person like that? But because he's, a celebrity, a legend, a music icon, a Fuji music icon, they were begging him. And later on, Ayinde Wasiu later claimed that the airline even offered him a private jet to take him to Lagos, and they begged and apologized. If not that this came online and people started reacting and talking about it, I doubt if, they would have ever taken any action against him, because they would have just pampered him and say, we don't want to lose our business, we don't want to lose customers. That would have been, their thought process, because for him to claim that they begged him, apologized, and then offered him a private jet back to Lagos, that's absurd. After he had demonstrated what he demonstrated, nah, that's just unacceptable. Jonathan says everything in Nigeria should not be given a political undertone. It shouldn't, but at least we should know their background. We should know where they're coming from. That way, we would be able to, put our perspective in a very accurate angle. Should not be given political undertone. Some women are mean and naturally don't like a man. Test their patience, especially those men that have a behavior of, do you know who I am? Action was unprofessional, which could have led to a tragic loss of life. But the KWAM1's action was least expected of his personality. And if outside the country, will be treated as a terrorist. Yes. Importantly, if you are still wallowing in sin, repent now. You said you don't repent, you will they preach. Next comment says, I said it. This madness will soon be tied to politics. Look at the language of this piece. She drove dangerously close to the crackhead Fuji illiterate while he was in front of his house. Who said she was in front of his house? Everybody saw the drunk illiterate musician standing in front of a plane like Kanagbero at a motor park. But the case is taking political dimension. ADC will soon invite the illiterate musician to come and contest election. Tapwater mouth lawyer will soon start running his mouth about human rights. Nobody can claim human rights on this one because everybody is so obvious, it's glaring. Everybody knows that he's in the wrong. Joseph says, if a lady is suspended, what happens to the drug addict who poured some substance on her? The triumph of evil is very temporal. The government of Agberos will soon collapse. Olatunde Oladapo says, a pilot that has been cleared for takeoff can only stop if there's an emergency. She did nothing wrong. Leave her suspension and let her continue flying. She's an excellent pilot, please. Latif Famakinwa says, the approach and comment on Wasiu Ayinde and Nigeria aviation industry is regrettable, for God's sake. What is the fault of a pilot in this saga? Let us call it a spade a spade. If you want to call a spade, you would know that the pilot actually has her own faults. Wasiu Ayinde has his own fault, by obstructing the plane. But she also has her own fault as well. She should have been very professional. She should have been. I know that maybe at the time her emotions were raging. She was angry, which was why she took off without making sure that he had been taken away from the plane. But we cannot even excuse that because she's expected to be professional at all times. So Wasiu Ayinde has not done well at all. So he can apologize with all his arrogance and pride. In fact, he's a disgrace to this country. Our dear President Tinubu should be very careful with him henceforth. Can he behave like that in London or US? Please let me take it. Let the Lord take his course. I think this person meant. The whole world is watching. Let's take one last comment, guys, before we go. From Motiu, it says, if plane gets reversed, I suppose be the pilot. I for reverse, cutting head safe. And you would have been in prison by now. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.